Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green tech stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Crazy Bad in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I want to break up with my GF. She said she wanted to keep things casual 8 months ago, but now she wants to move in with her kids. I, a 34-year-old man, have been seeing this woman, a 41-year-old female, for the past 8 months or so. She was just coming out of a messy divorce and wanted something casual and fun. I told her I was not looking for anything serious either and made it clear I never wanted children because I knew she had 2 daughters in high school. We have had effortless chemistry, but we have never gotten more serious during the time of our relationship. A few days ago, she brought up the idea of her and her children moving into my place. I figured that because I live on the beach, she just wanted an upgraded lifestyle, but then she mentioned how the town I live in has a much better public school system than the one she currently lives in. She is very sweet and I've met her daughters. They seem very nice, but I am like, how do we go from a casual relationship to moving in together and me becoming a stepdad overnight? I do not see a path where I can express how I feel and she will just accept things as they are. I feel like if a woman wants to move in with you, you are beyond the casual stage. She has even joked a couple of times recently about how she knows she cannot give me anything I do not already have, but she can always give me a cute baby, shaking my head. Like I said, she is really nice, but this is just way too much all at once. Update, I just want to start off by saying I appreciate all the advice and support from my last post. I told the woman I was seeing that I could not continue with her and that the idea of her moving in with her teenage daughters after 8 months of casual dating was too much, too soon. She was angry and went on about how I was not a good guy, that I used her and all that. I just hung up after a while and blocked her. On one hand, I feel like an asshole for just dumping her out of the blue, but honestly, I feel relieved. I think she was hoping I would get her pregnant. After thinking about it more, I realized how could I possibly be with someone long-term who wanted to move in with me with her 2 teenage daughters after a casual relationship of 8 months? I met her daughters in passing just once and she wants to move them in with us. I think I dodged a bullet but still feel a bit bad. She is gorgeous and fun, but a bit dangerous too, I suspect. DV Primer said she was just looking for an upgrade in her lifestyle and it looked like she even had plans to trap him with a baby. It is good that he broke off with her. To this user, Keisha J said, yes, that baby comment scared me. She will never have moved out, and she would have done her best to become pregnant. Wanting to move her 2 daughters in with a man they have met once is awful parenting. This next post was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Major Perception. The post is titled, I want to ask my employee if she's pregnant. I own a small cafe and only have 1 employee. She was recommended by a frequent customer, her husband, when I posted the listing. I interviewed multiple people and she was not only the nicest but genuinely the best candidate. She had been a stay-at-home mom for 11 years, caring for 3 kids, and said she felt it was more important to be there for them than to work. I cannot and do not fault her for that at all. She shows up, she works, and she does everything and more than I need her to do. I have 0 complaints about her as an employee. However, over the last 4 months, I have noticed some changes. First, she is tiny. When I say tiny, I mean that. This woman probably weighs 100 pounds soaking wet. She has never worn tight-fitting shirts before, but recently, her shirts are starting to fit tighter only in the stomach area. It does not take much staring to notice. Second, she used to only take her food to go at the end of the day. Now she asked me to cook it earlier, not an issue, she can ask whenever she wants, but she eats at least half of it immediately. She has never done that before, even if she got her food before leaving. Third, her husband has come in a few times, as well as her father, and they have asked her questions along the lines of how she is feeling. I have also overheard her talking about a doctor's appointment multiple times. Now, we live in a right to fire state, so after talking to my wife, I understand why she might be worried to tell me in case I might fire her, but I do not want to, and I will not. However, I would be lying if I said I was not a bit worried she will have the baby and not come back to work, especially since she is the only one there to help me. So would I be an asshole or way out of line for asking her if she is having a baby? Update: she is pregnant. I did not ask her. Her husband told me and said he had been telling her she needed to tell me, but she was not sure how much time to ask off for, if I would think she was not coming back, or if I would need help and nobody else could assist. Because the job has become important to her, she kept putting it off. He said her plan was to come back after 2 weeks, but these are his words before everyone comes for my head again, said that he was not going to let her at that point, which I fully understand. From there, I decided I should save all the tips that would be hers and give them to her. So that is what I'm going to do, just so she is not completely without pay, and she has honestly earned it. She truly is a great employee, and I am happy for her, her husband, and their family. Top Reveal said, I do not know why the commenters were so harsh on OP for wanting to know. Planning for an absence is important for any business. It would be wrong of him to fire her for being pregnant, but he would be 100% justified if she just disappeared for weeks without saying anything. To this comment, user Sunny Writer said, exactly, I was getting mad at the rude comments. He is trying his best to both accommodate and keep his business running. I cannot blame him for that. This final post was made in the relationship advice subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, I found out my wife cheated in the beginning of our relationship. My wife and I have been together since 2010 and were married in 2016. We both work full-time and do not have children. We have been trying for a while without success, though recent events have left me wondering if I really want this with her. We met when we both went to university, me in 2007 and she in 2008. We were friends before we got together. At the end of 2009 or the start of 2010, she was going through a bad time in her relationship, and I ended up supporting her with a mutual friend of ours. She broke up with her ex, and a few months later, one thing led to another and we ended up kissing, which led to me inviting her on a date, and the rest just happened. We were officially together in 2010, and I could not be happier. Our marriage and relationship in general have always been pretty good. We have always communicated well, and I never had a reason to suspect my wife was cheating. Last Saturday, there was a barbecue at her brother's house. I went inside to get some stuff from the kitchen. While I was looking inside the fridge, I overheard my wife talking to her sister in the other room. I was not trying to snoop on them at first, but then I heard something like, OP can never know about this. Well, of course, that was my cue to actually snoop. I hid and listened to their conversation. Apparently, her sister almost cheated on her boyfriend and was feeling guilty. My wife told her about the time she slept with a guy who was a lab assistant with her at the university after we started dating. We were exclusive, see Edit 2, in 2010. In her own words, she said, I was not sure things with OP would work out at the time, and I just allowed myself to do it. I felt guilty once I saw how much he loved me and treated me well, and I could see a future with him. Then her sister asked if something else happened later in the relationship, and my wife said, no, it was just that one time, and I wish I could forget about it. I have not talked to her about this yet. I am not even sure how to approach her. I feel incredibly hurt, and I know confronting her right now may just worsen things. Again, I never had reasons to suspect she cheated, but she hid this from me all these years, and now that I just found out, it feels like she just cheated on me. I am really broken. She has noticed I am not myself these past days, and I dismissed it by saying it is just stress, but she knows me and she will keep trying to get an answer. I do not know what to do. Should I just try to forget what I heard? I do not know if I should talk to her right now or process it in therapy first. Edit, I decided I will talk to her, but not right now. I am still very upset and do not want this to turn into a shouting match. I want it to be a conversation, not a fight. I have a therapy session today and I will speak with my therapist about it. Hopefully, it will help me start this conversation with my wife. Had I known she cheated at the time, I would have broken up with her. I understand everyone saying just leave, but this is the person I built my life with. The person who supported me in so many ways and helped me grow as a person and as a professional. Before I make any harsh decisions, I want to hear what she has to say about this. Then I will decide for myself what will be the way forward. No, I do not believe she cheated on me other than this time. She never gave me any reasons to think she did. I have always had access to her phone, she was never secretive about anything, and we spend most of our free time together. But how she will answer when I talk to her about it will surely either confirm this or change it completely. Edit 2, I talked to my therapist. It helped me a lot. My head is in a much better place now, and I will talk to my wife tonight. My decision on what my next steps will be based on the way she reacts and responds to me. Also, people are assuming we were not exclusive when the cheating happened. We were. Words were lost in translation as after we started dating literally means depois que comecemos a namorar in my mother tongue, and this is something we say in my country only when couples are exclusive, which was our case. We did have a phase of friends with benefits when we were both seeing other people, but we knew about it. Update. I received a lot of good feedback on my other post. As usual, there is the Divorce Now crew on Reddit, but among those, I was actually surprised to see good suggestions. After I made the post, I talked to my therapist. She helped me put things in perspective and made me really think about what and how I value my relationship with my wife. She made me realize that I really needed to have this conversation with my wife, not about the cheating itself, but about how she hid it from me. Last night, I decided to speak with my wife. I waited until we were both relaxing and called her to our bedroom, saying I needed to talk. She tensed up and went with me and asked me what was wrong. We both sat on our bed and I had to hold myself together not to break down in front of her. I said I heard when she spoke to her sister about the time she cheated when we started our relationship. Yes, when we started being exclusive. I said I was hurt a lot, but even more due to the fact that she hid it from me. I asked her why she did it and why she never told me anything. She broke down crying in front of me. She said it was true, it happened right after we became exclusive. She said that us being friends at the time and even having a friends with benefits phase made her fall in love with me very quickly. At the time, she had friends who kept encouraging her to stay away from me because she was getting too attached, too fast, and needed to wait and have more fun before going all into another relationship. When I asked her to be my girlfriend, she said she really wanted to be together with me, so she said yes. But her being, in her words, a naive idiot at the time, she let herself be influenced by those friends, and on one of those nights out, she got drunk and ended up making out with the man who worked with her in the lab. She said it was just making out and nothing sexual happened, and she swore she exaggerated the story to her sister, but they did not have sex. She said she regretted it immediately, left the party for her home, and cried all night. I said it was irrelevant if they had sex or not. It was the fact that she kept this hidden from me that hurts the most. She cried again and said it was wrong of her, that it was a stupid mistake she just wanted to pretend never happened. She said she was afraid I was going to leave her for something so foolish and did not have the courage to tell me. She swore she loved me and never felt anything for anyone else after we got together. Then she begged me to forgive her, again saying it was a stupid mistake of a young and naive girl who had just gotten out of a bad relationship and let herself be influenced by bad friends. I felt she was honest and I mean it. I believe every word she said and I feel she genuinely regrets what happened. I said I forgive her, but I would not be able to celebrate the date of our start again. So we decided to pick another date. We now celebrate our marriage anniversary and the date we moved in together. She deflated like a balloon after we spoke. She said it was tormenting her to keep the secret and she is relieved. I am not going to lie and say this situation did not leave a mark on our relationship. It did. Things definitely shifted, but not in a way that means we need to end things. Talking to her really did me good, and I love her more than anything in my life. Even though it hurt me, I am now certain we will both be able to navigate this together. Edit, people are getting upset about my English again. Apparently, hookup means having sex, and I did not know that. I meant make out. Conscious Event said, I hope she cut off those friends who gave her that terrible advice at least. To this user, Mekia said, yes, but this is on her as well. It is not all because of terrible advice. If she was going to listen to their advice, then she should have just broken up. I could not imagine making it monogamous with my boyfriend and then having them fool around. Keep those sexually transmitted diseases away from me. It does not just hurt the other person mentally, but it also puts them at physical risk for anything they might pick up from testing out multiple partners while dating. How do you know that they will not start second guessing their relationship again and start giving themselves away again instead of communicating? She said they were monogamous, then decided to get some extra on the side. I have been cautious of partners for far less. The fact that she keeps trying to excuse it by correcting him that it was making out shows that she is still trying to downplay and hide it. It is damage control. OP stated that it was about the lying and hiding, yet she has to ignore that part and explain how it was not as bad as OP thinks it was. She is the company she keeps, and I cannot say that I do not believe she knew what she was doing. She might be just as similar as her friends or just using them as an excuse. Pushing off blame and gaslighting can seem pretty legitimate. It is up in the air whether to believe her or not without having a history with her. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.